Raphael Levy, the Pro Tour Hall of Famer, and to my right, a Pro Tour champion, Pierre Canali. We are an exalted company today, my friends, and the format is Legacy. Very excited, Raph, to see what's going on in the European Legacy thing. A thriving scene. What are we going to be looking for today?
So Bazaar of Moxen has been one of the main scene of Legacy in the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. So some of the old champions are back, like Julian Knapp.
We caught up with Julian yesterday,
yeah. Some others as well.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of a few of the champions, like what's his name again? Pierre, who won the GP in Amsterdam.
I can't remember his name, unfortunately.
Well, he's riding nice to victory.
Yeah. We got a lot of people here, but you, Pierre Canali, an older player. Maybe people aren't necessarily familiar with many of your old achievements. Rookie of the Year, a mainstay of European Magic. Half a decade or so ago, a decade ago. You love the Eternal formats. You love playing older formats. You brought some of your expertise yesterday when we were sort of talking about this sort of stuff. What are you looking for? The sort of decks that you're excited to see this weekend?
Anything which is like combo, I like it, and some aggressive deck as well. I think the format is pretty interesting, and there is a lot of things to watch.
Yeah, we've certainly seen miracles at the top of the format, internationally at least, or online, occupying a pretty significant portion of the metagame. But Shardless Bug has been the up-and-coming deck recently. But also, Raph, I'm interested to hear your opinion on Eldrazi, because of course Eldrazi, sort of ported across from Modern. They also have Ancient Tomb and City of Traitors. Huge boost for the deck. Are you expecting to see many reality smashes today?
In Madrid a couple of months ago, we covered the Legacy tournament, and I don't think there were a lot of them in the top 8.
No, there weren't a lot. This was sort of at the height of the Eldrazi winter in Modern. But are you expecting these to move across to Legacy, because we've seen the deck put up some numbers online?
Well, there would probably be a little more here than Madrid. Madrid was quite new. I don't think people were really having the right deck list, or were really had the right cards together. So now maybe it's a little different. If it's really as good as people say, maybe we're gonna see more of them.
Yeah, maybe
more in the top 8, more in the first couple seats.
Couple of rounds.
When I was walking around the table, and I saw a lot of other decks.
Yeah, I really think it's in a position to move. I mean, Pierre, I'm sure you're aware of how slow the Legacy metagame is to adapt to new technology. Vintage is the same way. We've had these cards from Oath of the Gatewatch for nearly the whole year. It's only sort of now, do you think, that people are really beginning to pick them up and say, oh, this is something I want to go?
It always takes more time, probably because there is no Pro Tour in this format, because people are playing more casually, like retired people like me. So they didn't test as much as standard player. They came once a year here just to have fun, or twice a year. I think it's slower to adapt.
Yeah, and I think another reason for that is
a good date to see the Eldrazi rising.
Yeah,
again.
for sure. Yeah, I think another reason for that's sort of the slowly adapting metagame, of course, is the fact that people get very emotionally invested in their decks.
True.
It's a very expensive format as well to get into, and once you've sort of settled on your deck, often that sort of that might steer you in a certain direction for a long time. All the same, it's going to be very interesting to see how things shape up here. But speaking of emotional investment in Magic cards, is there a format that allows you to sort of really plumb the depths of nostalgia and all that sort of stuff, all the stuff you love about the game, than Cube? Bazaar of Moxen, the Bazaar of Moxen Tour is very, very proud to present its Cube to all the players who come here. You can actually play competitive, sanctioned Cube events here with the Bazaar of Moxen Cube, the list of which is, of course, on the website. You can have a look at the address just behind us here and have a look at the list.
There's a link right
underneath as well. There you go. Look at that, all over the place, mate. You can just choose your pipe there. But we were lucky enough to get to fiddle around with it yesterday. Now, of course, people here have been enjoying playing it. Of course, we've fired lots of the drafts throughout the weekend so far. But what we were able to do is actually sort of pick apart a couple of the opening picks to this sort of stuff, and we're going to bring you to this sort of thing very quickly. But just to explain how it goes, Pierre, you and I sat down, or you and Raph sat down, or I sat down with Raph. We opened up a pack, so we got 15 cards in front of us, and then you would take a card and I would take a card. And sort of we'd build our decks from there.
Yeah, exactly. And even if we made a couple of mispicks, it was really fun to do. And it can allow you to understand a little bit the pick orders and why it's a different format. And it's really a mix between constructed and limited, because cards are usually better than regular boosters from the new expansion when you make a regular draft. So it's more powerful. You can build combos.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of really fun stuff. And that's my favorite format.
Yeah, I think it is a wonderful format, a favourite of mine as well. One thing that really strikes me about it is that, as you said, it is a little bit like Constructed. You can get these archetypes, and Raph, I know that you're a man who has very determined ideas when it comes to what you want to draft in Cube. What are you looking forward to sharing with the viewers as we show them our Cube drafts today?
So we'll be setting up on Facebook like all the drafts, like a picture with like Cube draft number 1, Cube number 2, so viewers can actually comment on what we're doing. If they think we mispicked, that's
well, unlikely.
Unlikely,
but yes, of course, yeah.
But if they think they might have been something, they might have done something better. Well, if they think,
Yeah, you can definitely chime in. We had a great response to it last time in Bazaar of Moxen, Madrid. It was great to hear people's feedback, and of course, reading the chat comments about as we were actually doing the draft was really interesting, and I learned a thing or two. But certainly, very happy to bring you that our exclusive feature once again. And as you said, Raph Levy, we'll have all of that information up on the websites, on our Facebook, and that sort of thing. So you can certainly get involved. So, what's happening now, my friends? We are getting ready to bring you round number 2 of our legacy event today. Of course, thousands and thousands of dollars up for grabs. All sorts of prizes to be won for the people who have come out here to beautiful Annecy. Absolutely stunning town. Just quietly. Absolutely beautiful. On the banks of the lake, big mountains behind it, snow on the top of them. My goodness me. So you're certainly missing out. Well, only at least a little bit, because of course coming live, streaming to you uninterrupted throughout this entire weekend. However, these guys are still finishing off round number 1, still battling hard. So we're going to be bringing you the beginning of round number 2, which we anticipate will begin in about 15-20 minutes, which is what we're looking at here for round number 2. So be sure to stick around. Until then, however, enjoy this Cube draft. We're going to kick it straight over to a Cube draft, get a taste of what's to come, and then make sure to jump on Facebook, jump on Twitter, and let us know exactly how badly you think we train wrecked our drafts. Of course, we'll leave it up to the judge flies of the public to decide exactly how things go. We're absolutely thrilled to bring you an action-packed weekend of Legacy and of Modern tomorrow as well. We're looking forward to your company throughout the weekend. We'll see you back here very shortly for round number 2. Don't go anywhere, because there's all sorts of magic action coming your way very soon. Riley Knight alongside Pierre Canali and Raphael Levy, a Pro Tour champion, a Pro Tour Hall of Famer, and a burbling Australian idiot in the middle of them. So it's going to be a great weekend, my friends. I'm looking forward to your company throughout it. Right now, let's head over to a Cube draft.
What's Pierre's name? That. Cards. So what strikes you the most in this one?
It's difficult to tell. It's not my favorite pack. I would take the blue land.
Sheldock Isle?
Yeah, I think so. It's really underrated. The problem with that is I don't like to start with blue, because it's really overrated and a lot of people are gonna play blue. If I can, I like to play red. It's the most underrated color.
Okay. What kind of red deck do you want to?
Really fast, a lot of one drops, a lot of blast, and that's my favorite in many cubes. It's my favorite archetype.
Okay.
But here there is nothing worth it, so I will go with the blue lands.
Okay, so let's say you take Sheldock Island, don't want to go for heavy blue. What's interesting in this pack? So we have the Woodland Bellower. This is the kind of card I actually like. It's has a come into play effects. It combos with a lot of different cards in the format. Eternal Witness, for example. You can draft a deck around it. Reminds me a little bit of Primeval Titan. Yeah. Like it's a 6-mana card that can do a lot, and you can draft around it. So as a green card, either this company, I don't know if that's. I don't know if you can really start a draft with company.
Yeah, you can. I mean, all the cards here doesn't. You will have a lot of good cards, as good as those ones. So usually I take the fetch land really high.
Okay.
That's probably my.
So for you, the
my pick.
second choice would be Vern Catacombs.
Yeah.
Would be Vern Catacombs.
Yeah.
What about the blower? How would you rate it?
Not sure. I mean, I think I love the fetch land. Really.
The fetch?
Yeah. In this format, it's really important.
I'll try to take the blower. I don't know if it's the right pick, but let's see. Let's see if we
fun,
can.
yeah.
If we can take. If we can start a deck with this, and see if it can work. So.
My point of view is that good card at the blower, you will have plenty, but mana fixers and fetch land, you won't have a lot. So I tend to overrate the fixers. Wow, looks good already.
All right. So. All right. So 14 cards. We have Grave Titan. Ugin and Natural Order.
Yeah, it's in my top 10 cards in the
Natural
club.
Order is great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Tundra, Temple Garden,
Yeah.
Horizon Canopy, Tormgoyf.
Yeah, a lot of good cards. I mean, it's a cube.
I think in my position, I think I would go for Natural Order.
Yeah, for sure. In my position, I need some heavy casting cost cards with my first pick. There is no blue exciting cards, so I think I would take the white guy.
The white guy?
Yeah, this guy.
Oh, the Hero of Bladehold?
Yeah, Hero is really amazing.
How about Ugin?
Yeah, could be as well.
It's fine with Sheldock Isle.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really good card, but it's the hero is really amazing. If the guy doesn't have a removal right now, it's gonna be tough for him.
Okay, so you would go for Hero of Bladehold, Riley Knight, and Jeremy Dezani on the floor, helping us with the picks. So Hero of Bladehold for Pierre, and I think I would go for a Natural Order.
Yeah, there's so many combo with Natural Order, and
especially since I would go for green and green cards, probably cheap cards as well, and come into play stuff.
yeah.
So all right, I'm surprised you didn't take Ugin. I think Sheldock Isle was great with Ugin.
Yeah, true, but it's only one card and it's difficult to.
So here we have Mother of Runes,
Yeah, it's a good card.
Teferi Mage of Zalfir,
It's not good enough.
Melira,
I think
Teferi Shaman.
I go for the Troll.
The what? The?
Troll, Ancestral Recall.
Oh, the Ancestral, the
Yeah.
Painful Truth.
And,
Okay.
Treasure Cruise.
And Treasure Cruise.
Yeah, I go for that.
Because both of them draw you 3 cards.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Do you think it's easy to play? Do you think it's?
Yeah, it's gonna be easy to play. Now I have to take a lot of small creature. We're gonna die. A small blue instant. We're gonna contrib. So my strategy just changed.
Okay.
I can play red as well with a lot of blasts to fill up my graveyard. So yeah, I think it's a really good card.
I really
And
like
fetch
Wildfire. Wildfire is a card I like. It's not gonna go in my deck,
Yeah.
but it's a card I like.
Yeah, you need with a lot of planeswalkers and artifacts. It's really good. But I think the Deathrite Shaman is a really good pick for you.
It's really good against Reanimator decks.
Yeah.
It helps you when you have fetch lands, and if your opponent has fetch lands,
Yeah.
so you can play Natural Order a turn before. So I think for me, I don't think there's a real choice here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I would go for Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, you need to overrate the green creatures.
Yeah, I'll pick them early. Elves are very important in,
Yeah.
in heavy green decks. Okay.
Okay, so I have my pick. It's gonna be Skull Clamp, which is
We're gonna fight over that one. This is where real life cube is different from display cubes, because I don't think there would be a fourth pick Skull Clamp that late.
yeah, true.
But this
Sometimes
is,
it happens.
Sometimes, yeah, but maybe if you have like three control decks, very heavy control decks, the Skull Clamp is just way too good.
Yeah.
So
So I go for the Skull Clamp for sure, and I'm gonna try to play a lot of small white creatures to fill my graveyard for delve and to draw a lot of cards.
okay, we might need a proxy for Skull Clamp because it's definitely going in both decks. It's definitely going in my deck.
As well, yeah.
Probably in Pia's deck. It's pretty good with Hero of Blade Pool.
Yeah. And all the 2-1 I will draft later. There's a lot of 2-1s in white.
I have to say I don't like your deck so far.
You like?
I don't like it.
You don't like
I
it?
like my deck much better.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a bad matchup for me, but my deck is gonna be pretty good right now.
Okay. Well, I'll take the Skull Clamp, and Pierre also takes the Skull Clamp.
And if we have to make a different choice,
Maybe I would take the Acidic Slime.
yeah, Acidic Slime is really good.
If I had to take, yeah, Skull Clamp is better, but if I didn't get to take the Skull Clamp, I would take Acidic Slime.
Yeah, and I would take the Delver of Secrets. Probably.
Secrets?
Yeah. I mean, Chain Lightning is a possibility as well, but if I can just stick with 2 colors, it's fine for me.
Alright, so I'll take this Acidic Slime, and he will take the Delver. Off to pick number 5.
Okay, so for me it's an easy pick right now.
For me, it's an easy
Izamaru.
pick as well. Izamaru is an easy pick?
For me, yeah, in my deck, that's exactly the kind of cards I want now.
This is really not the deck. I don't know. I don't really know the deck, the kind of deck you want to play. But okay, well, if you say it's good, I trust you.
Yeah, it's okay to have a lot of 1-drops.
And I think for me, it's also pretty obvious.
Yeah, the fetch land.
I would take Hornet Queen. I
Yeah?
think Hornet Queen is a beast.
Yeah.
Hornet Queen is one of the best cards. How many games have I lost to just Hornet Queen? My opponent didn't do anything, and then one turn Hornet Queen and dead. There's not
Yeah.
this there are very little cards that deal with that card.
With natural orders,
And with natural order, I think Hornet Queen is the pick. I don't
that's
really
okay.
need the fetch right now. I'm still on the mono green, and I can hope to get a few fixers if I want to have another card. If I want to play another color.
For this right shaman, maybe it was to take the fetch land.
I would still take the Hornet Queen. Hornet Queen is too good of a target for a natural order.
Yeah, but you will have so many green big guy at the end of the draft.
Well, not as good as this guy. So another
So-
Wildfire, Ulamog,
I would
Pressure
take
of Crewfix,
Path.
and Titania. But
Path.
yeah,
Path to Exile
Path
is
to
amazing
Exile.
in my deck, and Sour
Sour
is
is
good.
pretty good.
Yeah, Sour is good also, but I need to fill my graveyard. So I think the Path is pretty good, and I need instant and sorcery to flick my Delver. So yeah, I take the pass.
should I take Corsair here?
Yes.
I'm not sure exactly what Titania does. This is one of the cards from one of the commander packs, and I think it does something with artifacts, but I'm not.
Yeah, but whatever you need.
I think I need a
card.
Corsair. I need a cheaper card.
Yes, you need card below
Yeah.
4
Yeah,
for
to
natural
get
order.
4, yeah.
Yeah, and with the fetch land, it would have been
We'll get fetch lands. Don't worry.
it's difficult to get.
I would still pick the Corsair.
So okay, Corsair is a good pick here.
I'll take the Corsair. And the rest. 2 wildfires in the deck. In the pack so far.
Yeah, it's a really bad matchup for my Winnie White.
All right, so here we go. There's a few interesting cards here.
True. I can play the Lingering Soul. It's a really good card, but maybe I could go for Tangle Wire. From what I passed, there will be a lot of control decks in this queue, so to prevent myself from wildfire, for example. Tangle wire is really important.
Okay.
Yeah, lingering soul or tangle wire. Yeah, I go for tangle wire.
Tangle wire?
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't flip Delver, it doesn't really help Treasure Cruise.
true.
I'm not a big fan of
Yeah, lingering soul is good because it's flipping Delver and it's working.
I think
with,
Lingering Soul is better.
Yeah, maybe. It's working with my virtual skull clamp. If I have the skull clamp in the deck, I
Yeah,
will
of
take
course.
lingering soul.
I think I would still take Lingering Soul.
Yeah, it's probably
I don't
close.
think your deck is aggressive enough, especially with Path. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna Path and... Yeah, I think he would take Lingering Soul
Yeah,
over Tangle
lingering
Wire.
soul. Yeah, fair enough.
And what am I taking? It's either Oath or Headmaster.
You probably will end up with a lot of elves, so Oath won't work really well in your deck.
That's true.
So I think you.
Handmaster? Handmaster could be fun.
Yeah, it could be okay.
Handmaster, or what do you think of Goblin Bombardment?
It's also okay, but it's better in token decks, obviously, with white mainly. And the second choice you have is to take either the Tangle Wire because you think you will have a lot of elves. In elf deck, it's really good. Or this guy because you probably want to play a little bit of black.
Which one?
The-
Hero's Downfall?
Yeah, Downfall.
That's not a little bit of black, it's like heavy black.
Yeah, true. But
I think Handmaster is better.
Unmaster is
Okay, I would go for Handmaster.
That's fine for me.
For now, my deck is just too fair. I don't like one deck or just fair. I need one card that would just change the game. I can't beat combo decks, for example. I can't beat decks that do unfair stuff. So here, I think you have one pretty easy pick. I don't know if you.
Yeah, the evolving guy is okay.
Really?
And
Isn't 3 mana just much better?
the 3 mana white guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of really good 3 mana cards.
For now, you have
queue.
one.
And
3 mana and a hero of Bladehold are pretty good together.
true. I tend to love the 1-drops because most of the deck are really slow in queue, especially if there is a lot of control decks. And if you start really aggressively, you have a lot of free wins. But also it could be a bad card if you draw it too late.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's more consistent to take the 3 mana guy.
I think 3 mana is great.
Yeah, it's okay. I take the Grima, that's fine.
And for me, it's either the Birds or Surak. I think Birds is just. I think Surak
it's
is
so
very
much better.
powerful, but Birds can give me access to another color.
Yeah, and also he's working really well with
Natural order.
order, and that's what you need right now.
Yeah. So I would take the Birds. And I think we're done for the drafting because now we would get just the cards back. So Pierre, your deck seems okay. I think it feels like
It's not my favorite
your
archetype.
blue cards are a little bit out of theme. I don't really like the Treasure Cruise in your the Treasure Cruise in your white weenie deck so far.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
Sheldo Cal does not really go
it could be okay to have
like a way
a
to.
plan B with more card advantage in Winnie White, but it could be okay if I can find some good white creatures, some cantrips. It could end up being a good deck, but it's not my favorite archetype.
Okay, so what about mine? Birds, Death Earth Shaman, Courser of Crufix, Acidic Slime, Hornet Queen, Woodland Belower, Handmaster of the Fells, Natural Order.
Yeah, it's really good.
I like it.
Yeah, probably you won't
Now
probably
one
play
fetch.
the.
Now one fetch lands.
Yeah, now you won't.
But I think fetch lands, they're good. I like them.
Yeah.
They do a lot of stuff. But I think having a good base is just, to me, it sounds better.
Yeah, there is so many big green guy usually who make the wheel all the time, and people doesn't like to play too much green. And I know I will have a lot of targets after 3 packs for my natural order, so I tend to overrate a lot the
Imagine,
fetch lands.
I get Eternal Witness. I go Woodland Below, like I go Natural Order, sacrifice one of my guys, get Woodland Belower, Eternal Witness, get Natural Order back.
True, but the fetch land was over the queen.
Yeah, I would definitely. I would not. I might. The fetch land might be better than Belower,
Yeah.
but I don't think you take fetch land or Horn Queen.
I think
Horn
so.
Queen is too good. Oh well, so that was Cube Draft number 1. Feel free to let us know what you think, and we'll be back soon. It was Raphael Levy, Pierre Canali.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to live coverage now of Bazaar of Moxen, Annecy. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to our legacy portion here. Raphael Levy alongside Riley Knight, the Pro Tour Hall of Fame, are going to guide our ship through these unsteady waters in this legacy tournament. Now, I've got some good news for the viewers and for you as well, Raph. We've hunted down Julian Knapp.
Okay.
A legacy superstar, comes from Germany, he's from Bavaria. He's playing Elves. And he's been an absolute tear. He's been winning tournaments up and down Europe. He's won a Bazaar of Moxen event in the past. No stranger to success with Legacy. So we're really looking forward to getting him into the feature match here and seeing what he can do here.
Does he have a specific deck he likes to play?
Well, the thing is, I caught up with him yesterday. We've actually got a deck tech to show you probably after this round with Julian. But he said that he picked up Elves a few years ago, just expected it to be all right for a couple of tournaments, whatever else. But he hasn't left it. He's fallen in love with the deck and he's played it ever since. And it's treated him really well. He's got a couple of interesting new takes on a few twists and turns on the archetype here and there. No natural order.
Okay.
Main deck Sylvan Library, of course Scavenging Ooze, we've got Reclamation Sage, we've got that sort of thing. But Ren's Run Packmaster is the latest and greatest piece of tech for his Elves deck. And
Very new card.
It's only been around for how many years? 7 or 8 years. So very, very new indeed. The latest piece of technology coming your way from the Elf deck. But Julian was talking about his preference to play in a more mid-range, sort of grindy way with the Elf deck, rather than the sort of. We can still go Green Sun Zenith into Creative Behemoth or whatever else, but the natural order into Progenitors, he's not so keen on that. And I really like this approach to grinding out decks, especially against stuff like Shardless Bug. We've seen a lot of Shardless Bug coming up recently. A deck that, for people who are more familiar with modern decks, is very much like Jund in Modern, where it's sort of the card quality is very high, doesn't rely on any sort of particular synergy, but it just sort of it attempts to overwhelm.
Synergy between Chartless Agent and Ancestral Vision.
Well, that's certainly a pretty tight piece of synergy. Yeah, there, you're right in saying that, Raph. But apart from that, a very fair deck, and I think this sort of more mid-range plan of the Elves deck is very well positioned against that.
Well, we're going to see how it goes against that.
Yeah, well, we'll see if that's. I'm not sure exactly what the matchup we have is.
Yeah, but we've seen a couple months ago in Madrid.
Yeah.
These bug decks were everywhere.
Yeah.
I think the finals were Chartless Bug against Bug or something like that. It's a lot of bugs.
A lot of bugs going around. Yeah. Is that the bug? That's the bug spray. The bug spray. That's right. No, I'm a big fan of Shardless Bug. I've been playing it a lot online to sort of get my head around Legacy in the last couple of months. And really resilient deck, really powerful. Difficult at any point to really count it out. Because it can play off the top really well. As I was saying, it's got good filtering, it's got great card quality. A deck that I really like. Not too many obvious weaknesses apart from, of course, a very difficult combo matchup. Although, can rely heavily on the sideboard for that there.
Yeah, a lot of discard spells.
Discard spells, Surgical Extraction is another important card against many of the, especially against Storm, that sort of thing. Other things like Grafdigger's Cage can come in, Golgari Charm is useful as a sort of catch-all answer in terms of offering very flexible options, not necessarily always against combo, but this is the good thing about the Shardless Bug deck, is that it's never completely out for the count. A lot of people say it is, you have to sacrifice game 1 against combo. I don't necessarily agree, I don't know how true it is, but I'm sure throughout this weekend we'll certainly have more answers to that question.
So, Elves against something.
Ultimate something in the hands of Julian Knab, that's right, the Bavarian Master. The players, you might be able to hear the judge announcement behind us, the players are seated for round number 2, and we're going to be bringing you that before very much longer. Another question I'm interested to have answered for us this weekend, Rav, is miracles, because it's interesting, if we go back about 2.5 years in Legacy, Sneak and Show, or Show and Tell decks, they were at the top, they were the undisputed kings of the format. We've seen them slide away after Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise had such an impact on Legacy. More, I would say more so Dig Through Time. But after these cards have been banned, Miracles has remained on top, even in a post-Dig sort of landscape. So we talked about it, the fact that Legacy is a very slow format to adapt. Do you anticipate that Miracles is going to stick around for a while, or is something coming up to push it out of the way?
The Stick and Show and Show and Tell decks were a bit hard to beat for Miracles.
Yeah.
But in the last few GPs, I remember GP Leave, the Miracle decks were actually pretty well positioned against them because they totally adapted.
They did. We saw addition. I mean, Caracas obviously more or less the only lifeline that the Miracles deck had, but we saw Monastery Mentor in the main deck of many of these Miracle lists.
To put the pressure
that's right.
needed, because it was too slow, and it would let their opponent get all the combos set up and then lose eventually. Now they had
the Monastery
Monastery Mentor
as
to
a way
put
to
a lot of pressure and win in a couple of turns.
That's right.
With the Sensei's Dividing Talon, the combo is great.
It is absolutely disgusting interaction. Maybe we'll get a chance to discuss Miracles a bit later on, because right now it's time to head down to the feature match area, my friends. It's time for round number 2 of Legacy here at Bazaar of Moxen, Annecy. Thanks so much for joining us today. It's a great pleasure to have your company wherever you are around the world. Let's head down to the feature match area right now and see how things are going to pan out between Julian Knab, the Bavarian Master. You can see him sitting on the left-hand side of your screen, looking relaxed and very calm. Pierre Melin. I'm going to have a wild stab in the dark at that one there, Raph. Both of these guys winning round number 1 here. I'm sure they'll be looking to stay in that undefeated bracket here. But, I mean, for Pierre, he's got his work cut out for him. Julian Knab is certainly a man who knows what he's about. Noble Hierarch kicking things off for Melin here. And Knab is going to lead with a Death Ride Shaman. A great start here for the Elves deck. Death Ride Shaman acting more or less as a one-mana planeswalker in this format. So many abilities can really put a huge amount of pressure on and really set up an early game.
I'm going to go as far as planeswalker.
Well, mate, come on. 3 activated abilities.
1 gives mana for free.
Yeah. Very powerful card. Something that has really taken the bolt the bird philosophy to its natural limit. You want to kill that thing on site, absolutely. But Julian Knab will be looking for an explosive turn next turn, hopefully. I mean, he's going to have access to 3 mana, presumably, perhaps even more if a Gaia's Cradle or if an early Heritage Druid or something like that can come down. And Melin is following up with a Sylvan Library and a Mother of Runes, so it looks like a Maverick type deck on the right hand side of your screen here.
So this deck has been has been slowing down a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember a couple of years ago that was the deck to beat. And then Miracles kind of took over.
Yeah, and obviously an absolutely horrendous card for Maverick to be seeing is Terminus. They don't want to be seeing that at all, and in this landscape at the moment, it's not been so hot. I'm wondering whether a glimpse of nature here, kicking things off for Julian Knab. So this is what we were talking about, Raph, in terms of having an explosive start for the German, because he's going to want to chain. Draw step into creature into creature into creature, draw a bunch of cards, and Glimpse of Nature is a huge engine for this deck.
I think he probably has another Glimpse of Nature, or like a pretty poor hand, because now he's only gonna be able to play another elf, unless he has a Quirion Ranger. But
a Quirion Ranger here could set him up, but it's going to be 1 more mana. Oh no, having a think about it.
Oh, he can actually play 2 more, 2 or 3. No, never mind. He can not have another.
So it's Wywood Symbiote to join the board with that Birchlaw Rangers there. So we're going to untap the Death Ride Shaman, and we're going to see another activation.
Draw another card.
And it's another Birchlaw, or it's the same Birchlaw Rangers that was bounced.
See, this is not this. He drew a bunch of cards with Glimpse, but
wasn't that explosive?
Well, yeah.
No, really, we are used to bigger and better things from the Elf deck. But having said that, giving all of your creatures cycling, if you like, or a cantrip ability on all your creatures is still very good. Knab will be happy to sit there with a full hand. But for his opponent here.
So, Sylvan Library, he's deciding which card he's keeping from his Sylvan Library.
just make sure like you know which cards are which, especially when you have three cards in your
Three
hand.
cards in hand, yeah, that's right. So Sylvan Library, of course, allowing a player to technically draw 3 more cards, but then you've got to pay 4 life for those cards and put them back on the top of your library. If you want to keep them in hand, it's going to be 4 life per. So a card advantage engine for the green decks, but comes at a pretty steep cost. So Melan figuring out what he's about this turn.
At this stage, Umezawa's Jite is the card you actually want to play here.
Oh, Thalia. That's not at its best against the elf deck. Very few non-creature spells. We saw Glimpse of Nature cast last turn, but Thalia, and especially this late in the game as well.
It also keeps him from keeps Spirit from playing his Jite if he has one.
Yeah.
Usually they play at least one.
Yeah, usually the Stoneforge is in there
Stoneforge
up in the mix, that's right. Here's a Wasteland, and we're going to see 2 more mana for a Scavenging Ooze. So Scavenging Ooze, not too bad if it can hold down the ground, but all the same, Knub has the other option. I meant to mention this to you, Raph. He's also playing a new addition to the Elf deck from Magic Origins. He's playing Shaman of the Pack.
Right.
Now, Shaman of the Pack, of course, the 3/2 for 3 that drains the opponent for however many elves you control. And that, in conjunction with Wirewood Symbiote, is it can be game over very quickly, even through a stalled out board.
So 6 mana, played twice, pretty much.
Drain you for 12, 14.
Well, 16 would be good since...
Yeah. So Deathrite Shaman being activated once again. We've seen the little guy do a lot of work, and here's 4 mana. Is this going to be the Renrun's Packmaster? It's Green Suns for 3.
So what do you get here?
So Elvish Visionary.
That's only for 2. Oh, for 3 because the
Thalia, of course, yeah. So grab an Elvish Visionary. That's a nice little value card there. Draw another card, and Knub continues to develop his board. Yeah, that Green Sun Zenith, a little hamstrung by the Guardian of Thraben there.
There's no Heritage Druid yet, so that keeps Julian from expanding his team.
The Heritage Druid, in conjunction, of course, with the Nettle Sentinel, is the really scary play. So Birchlaw Range is powering out that Wirewood Symbiote here.
That's why the turn 2 was not that explosive.
No, for sure.
Like, we've seen it a lot worse.
Well, the really unfair thing about the Heritage Druid is the fact that it can tap elves without the summoning sync, which is
Birchlaw elves as well.
Birchlaw elves as well.
Rangers.
For sure. Or Birchlaw Rangers, I should say, of course, yeah. So we see these explosive turns where Nettle Sentinels power out more and more spells because they untap, obviously, whenever you cast a green spell, and that's how we have these huge explosive turns. But Julian's, he hasn't quite put his pedal to the metal just yet.
Now, Pierre is, he has 2, 3, 4 turn clock, so he's not there yet either. Like, he's gonna have to attack to grind points.
Yeah.
And the Scavenging Ooze may grow big in a couple turns, but that gives Julian a lot of draw steps, especially if there's another Glimpse of Nature.
Here's the Scavenging Ooze. So Mother of Runes making combat very difficult for Julian Knub here. Not a whole lot of tricks that Knub can get up to in the face of the Mother of Runes. And we're going to take 3, thanks to the Exalted trigger.
So
and
do you Wasteland here?
Mela has nothing else to do. Interesting. So with 5 mana,
Should you Wasteland here? Do you Wasteland one of the lands?
I don't understand why you wouldn't.
Well, the reason would be if he does have a Jite somewhere, because he would need 5 mana to actually cast it and equip.
Yeah, for sure.
But like 1 extra mana can mean the whole difference from elves.
Elvish Visionary coming down once again from that Wirewood Symbiote. We saw that activated at the end of Knub's turn.
Like an extra land is an extra Visionary in play, an extra card, and a card closer to Heritage Druid or to a Glimpse of Nature. Especially with Thalia, when maybe Julian wants to chain his Glimpses or Crimson Zenith.
That's what it's about here, really, and I think constricting Knub's mana in the fact that he, the Deathrite isn't producing any mana anymore, so the Wasteland would help that out, I suppose. But all the same, the Elf deck does require a certain amount to go off, if you like. So, Knub, floating 1. We're going to untap the Birchlaw Rangers as Elvish Visionary comes in. Now I'm drawing another card here. So Knub really digging deep. That Elvish Visionary is drawing 3 cards so far.
That's why the extra land is so important.
Yeah.
I mentioned it like earlier on that turn.
Okay, and we're going to see the Elvish Visionary come up once again, and here we go. And this is the 4th time we've seen this Elvish Visionary enter the battlefield.
It might be the ancestor. This is the recall from the ancestor.
Yeah, this is the
this
ancestor
guy.
that's having the recall here, yeah. Right at the moment, it's a concentrate. This elf certainly doing some harmonisation here as it's picked up its own at 4 cards. Here's another forest, and it's Death Ratch Chamber number 2.
Now he has
So you see
an
those.
endless stream of blockers.
Well, not so much.
Kinda.
In the face
Mother
of the
Runes?
in the face of the Mother of Runes, not so much.
As long as there's no GT,
Yeah.
it's fine. Like attacking for 2, 3, or 4, he can take that a couple times.
I think the Jute really is one of the most horrific cards for the elf deck to see. It just machine guns down the opponent's stuff. And here we see that looks like a tiger.
Some for the sideboard. Usually the sideboard could have a couple of red cards.
Okay.
I could see a Boyle being played, for example.
Oh yeah. Ancient Grudge perhaps.
Yep.
All right. Well, interesting to see what Melar has here with his red cards. We've seen Maverick decks, picking up cards like Abrupt Decay, Death Ratch Chamber, and splashing black for these cards. But this seems to be taking it more towards Naya here. So Melar with the Sylvan Lyre activation here, trigger, I should say.
Yeah, as long as Pierre is not improving his board position.
No.
Like adding random guys.
It doesn't do much. No, it really doesn't do much at all. And Knub knows that his late game is going to be very strong. He's a Fauna Shaman though.
Yeah, that's still not. Oh, Ghost Cradle.
Ghost Cradle's pretty good. Alright, let's have a look at this. That's 5 mana, that's 6 mana. And now his Rurik Thar, the Unbowed. Wow, look at this. So for those of you, that's the red splash there for sure. Those of you who don't know, this guy's an absolute house. This guy's a beater. A 6/6 for 6. It has reach. It must attack, and vigilance. Must attack every turn, right? But whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, Rurik Thar gets them for 6 damage. There are a lot of non-creature spells in Legacy, Raph.
Yeah, and against elves, it's probably gonna deal 6, and that's it. Because I can see June taking 6 and killing his opponent.
Oh, here we go. Crater Hoof Behemoth. How about that? Guy's Cradle, Crater Hoof Behemoth. We're getting all excited about the big monster on the right-hand side of your screen, but it is the hoof. There it is on the left-hand side that we should be worried about here. So all of the creatures getting plus a million, and in they come.
+7, +7.
Basically the same, and Pierre Melon has seen enough. There you go. So I've won with Crater Hoof Behemoth enough times to know how sweet it feels. There's Rurik Thar the Unbowed, not quite enough. The 2-headed giant there, or the warrior, ogre I should say, not quite enough to get Melon over the line. That guy's going to be hitting the sideboard for sure.
It's a great thing against Storm.
It's a great thing against just a deck with islands.
Yeah, like
Delver?
the thing you have to keep in mind, it still costs 6. It's a good target for Fauna Shaman or Survival. I don't think he has Survival because he has Fauna Shaman.
Well, it's also bad.
Oh, that's right.
That's two very good reasons he's not
That's very
playing.
good.
Yeah.
I don't think he has it.
Yeah.
No, Green Sun Zenith. I was thinking of Green Sun Zenith.
Okay,
not
sure.
Survival. Because we were talking about Q. We were playing Q.
Yeah, we were playing
but
Q
now
less
I
before.
got
That's
mixed
yeah,
up.
no, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
got mixed up.
Yeah.
So it's a good target for Green Sun Zenith. It costs 7, but if you have Gas Cradle, it's not so hard to get.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of investment. You don't want to spend 7 mana and just die next turn.
Yeah, you are sort of going, eggs, meat basket here with Rurik Thar. And we saw that happen just now. I mean, the explosive power of Guy's Cradle powering out the Rurik Thar, but then also the Cradle of Behemoth.
And the thing is, 7 mana against the blue deck. We're talking about blue decks. They usually have it. They usually have at least one answer. Either Chain of Vapor, Swords.
Yeah.
And it would be 7 mana, deal 6, pretty much. Because you get it, tap out, play the Rurik Thar, get sorted. Your opponent takes 6 damage.
A fair point. I was getting maybe a little bit too carried away on the Thar train there, but as you say, Storm. Oh, mate.
Against Storm, against deck that's really good against.
Yeah.
That's the silver bullet.
Yeah.
And in game 1, it's gonna be great against Storm. In game 2, a little less. But that's what
having said that, they've got to draw the Chain of Vapor. They've got to draw the answer.
Oh yeah, it's good against these decks, against control decks, against miracles. I don't like it so much.
I think Miracles does have enough to shore up against something like that there. I was more, I mean, yeah, it does cost just a huge amount, doesn't it? Yeah, 6 mana is just
And 6
so
damage.
much.
You don't want a fireball for 6. In Maverick, you don't want a fireball for 6.
All right, so perhaps not quite as exciting as I might make it out to be.
Not against the whole format.
No.
It's a silver bullet. Like Maverick, that's what Maverick is all about. They have Thalia, they have Scavenging Ooze.
And then cards like No to the
Yeah.
Reliquary to search out the lands they need. Yeah, a toolbox approach to deck building, certainly with these guys here. So these two guys hitting up their sideboards here, you can see them getting ready for game number 2. Julian Knab, unfortunately we've got those pictures on the wrong side there. So Pierre Malin is actually on the left-hand side of your screen, and Julian Knab on the right. You can see him there, the German getting ready. He's a friendly fellow. I very much enjoyed having a chat with him yesterday. Really warm bloke. Pierre Malin on the left-hand side there. I haven't had the chance to have a chat with him, but he certainly seems to be having a good time. And it's great. The atmosphere here at this tournament has been really good. Legacy really does bring out some of the real gems in the Magic community.
How many people? How many players today?
We've got nearly 300, Raph Levy.
That's pretty good.
Nearly 300 people at a European Legacy tournament, which I think everyone's very, very happy about. A huge turnout today. 9 rounds of Legacy, plus the finals coming your way today. Round number 2, of course, already well and truly underway with these two. As we head back towards game number 2 here, these two are going to... I mean, both of them wanting to stay in the hunt, undefeated, so important. It is a long tournament, we're going to be here all day, Raph Levy. So these guys wanting to make sure they press an early advantage.
And the stakes too. This is almost like a GP, like a GP from the couple months ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So winner gets a lot of stuff.
There's a lot on the line here. We're giving away thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff here at Bazaar of Moxen, Annecy. And of course the Bazaar of Moxen tour continues around Europe the rest of the year. We're stopping in at, I think Strasbourg is up later on. Going to
Paris.
Brussels, London as well is up in the mix as well. So certainly a chance for players to come out and show their stuff in some of these older formats that perhaps don't get quite as much coverage as they deserve. And I tell you what, it's a real pleasure for both you and me to bring coverage of the Legacy format to people around the world. A format that, as we say, doesn't necessarily always have its time in the spotlight. It's great to see people getting off to the races here. And of course, thank you to you, wherever you are around the world, for choosing to join us today. It's a great pleasure to be hosting this stream for you guys. As these guys have a look at their opening hands. Mello consulting his 7. Looks like Knub is going to go to Mulligan Town.
Pierre's using the BoM at the official.
Yeah, can we
playmat.
just talk about that for a second? I mean, so normally you get a showcase of some of the great art of Magic cards when you rock up at an event like this, but have a look at what is going on with the Bazaar of Moxen Annecy playmat here. I mean,
This is a new guy, new artist for Wizards of the Coast, Paul Cezanne.
yeah,
He has been drawing just one picture, just one island,
yeah.
and one blue mana. This is what he did. It's okay. He's getting.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
He's
I tell you
getting
what.
into the-
Take a step outside the tournament centre here as well, and you can see You see that more or less this view, looking over the lake and with the mountains on the background. It's a stunning piece of work.
Joke aside, Paul Cezanne is a very famous French painter.
Yeah.
And this is his take on Annecy, the beautiful city of Annecy, like the mountains, village. Hopefully he makes more Magic cards.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to see Cezanne getting up in the mix. Yeah, maybe some other famous French painters as well. Maybe we get a. No, he's Dutch. No, okay.
That's the only one we got.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm sure someone else can help me out with a French painter here. We're going to see Green Sun Zenith fetching out a Dryad Arbor here. So this is this sort of the 1-mana Farseek for the green deck to your right here.
Manet, Monet, all these guys.
Manet, Monet, yeah, of course, all those blokes. Yeah, left a big impression on the world of art. I'm woefully ignorant, I have to tell you that. So nice little rampant growth for Pierre Malin here. I see Green Suns for 0. We're going to see Wooded Foothills and back to Malin. So no turn 1 play for Knub. That's not where you want to be as an elf player.
Unless
Unless.
he has a glimpse of nature.
Glimpse of nature,
And
of
not
course.
much, not much left. Well, not too much after that.
Glimpse of
That would
nature.
still be pretty bad.
It'd still be pretty bad. Glimpse of nature, an opportunity for Knub to sort of cycle through what he wants to do here, but it looks like Fornashame is going to kick things off for Milan.
You know what would be good in a Pierce deck? I don't know if they play that.
Hmm.
A sharpshooter. Like a
Oh,
sharpshooter.
it was sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if they run that. I was looking for a creature that would actually like be a real deal against elves.
Yeah.
Goblin sharpshooter.
Goblin
is one of them.
sharpshooter.
It doesn't have haste, but it fits online against elves.
Is it Staticaster,
mama.
mate?
Huh?
Is it Staticaster? Costs 3 though.
Sharpshooter, man. Sharpshooter is
Got a sharpshooter.
like,
Just got
kill
an
all your
OG.
guys.
Speaking of kill all you guys, it looks like Knub has no interest in that Fornashame and sticking around. 4 copies of Abrupt Decay in the sideboard for the German here, but here's 4 mana, and it's Linvala. Oh my goodness, that is a big problem for the Elves deck.
That's not a sharpshooter.
Yeah,
It's
a
at the moment it's probably better.
it's probably a little bit better than the Sharpshooter. So Linvala, Keeper of Silence, saying that the activated abilities of opponents' creatures cannot be activated, which means, ladies and gentlemen, why would Symbiote? No. Birchlaw Rangers? No.
Goblin sharpshooter.
Goblin Sharpshooter? Also no. Quirion Dryad?
Quirion Ranger.
Quirion Ranger, no good. Quirion Dryad's fine. Quirion Dryad? Not a problem. Activate that all day long. Deathrite Shaman, also.
How about Dryad Arbor?
Dryad Arbor. I'm gonna defer that to a judge, but my guess would be no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
let's keep that in mind, just in case Pierre.
No, he
Pierre,
can activate his own.
he can.
He can activate
But
his own
not
ones,
Julian.
but Julian can't here. So a Deathrite Shaman, which doesn't do a whole lot at this stage,
He draws a card.
draws a card,
And I think Julian's answer to Pierre's creatures is Abrupt Decay.
but Linvala is just such a beater here because, of course, it's Abrupt Decay proof. It's not going to be able to be removed from the table very easily by the Elves player here. I'm just trying to think. I've seen Knub's
Yeah,
deck
so-
list. I'm trying to consider what he's actually got here.
I don't know.
Because not only is Linvala completely silencing what Knub is trying to do here, she's also hitting for 4 every turn.
3. I think 3/4. What is a 3/4?
Oh, and it is a Jitte. So that can be activated because the charge counters go on the Jitte itself. So we're still going to be able to see an attack here.
And
Well-
is that swords? Yeah.
It's
White
going to be Swords to
mana.
Plowshares, I would
Swords to
imagine. There it
Plowshares.
is, yep. So Knab sort of spending his entire turn not doing a whole lot, adding the Jitte to the board, but...
I think GT now is not going to do much.
no.
Again, facing Mother of Runes, he can just block and give it protection from green.
So it doesn't even do damage.
Yep. And you don't get the counters on the Mizawa's GT.
So in comes Linvala for another 3. Let's have a look in. Knab, certainly with his back against the wall, after a mulligan to 6, his opponent has opened up with a turn 3 Linvala. And it's Nettle Sentinel. And a Morph.
Virtual Elf.
Birchlaw Elves.
Oh, that's a way to get around Mother of Runes.
Ah, yes, of
pretty
course,
good.
because that's going to enable the Umazawa's Jitte to actually do some damage here, because of course the colourless morph creature is going to going to make it so that the Jitte does damage, and once it does, the Mother of Runes is as good as dead,
Or just that.
or just absolutely stone cold iced. Yeah,
That's a good way to get around it. Is it going to be fast enough though? Because now there's
Gaia's Cradle as well. Nice one here.
Okay. Now the clock is still 3 a turn.
Yeah, the clock, 4-turn clock for Julian Knab here. Although with that,
No,
morph,
he can get
he
life
can
from
gain
it,
life.
yeah.
I was going to say he can sort of this showcases the power of the Jitte as well, showing the
Man, if the morph was one of the Dragon's Tarkir, the dragon, the mega morph.
which
What?
ones?
The 3/3 flying trample.
All right, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Could be
That
anything.
would be sweet.
That'd be super sweet.
What's his name? I don't know the names of these dragons. The uncommon, 6 mana, 3/3 flyer.
Yeah, the ones that had an effect when they flipped up.
Oh,
yeah.
hunting something.
I think that was exactly the name actually.
Yeah, hunting something dragon.
Hunting something dragon. Was
Yeah.
the
Oh, that would be so sweet.
Interesting name.
would
Interesting
be
way they
super
chose
sweet.
to name that there.
Oh no.
Oblivion Ring. Wah, 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 wah. And an Aven Mind Sensor as well here. So getting in the air for 5. And Knab, he's been hated right out of this game here. An Abrupt Decay gives him a shot.
Abrupt Decay gives him a shot. Another GTA would give him a shot.
Another GTA, I'm not sure that there are 2 in the list. But certainly...
Well, that would give him a shot.
It would, indeed, yeah. Now, very carefully considering his options here.
There was an option from Pierre to play Oblivion Ring on the Morph instead.
Yeah.
Because... So now, Abrupt Decay would actually be a lot worse for him. Abrupt Decay would actually give him an answer.
Players, your seat
So we're going to see
all
Windswept
of
Heath.
Your starting table number is
So 1, 2,
209.
3, and 4 cards. Oh, doesn't find it. That is rough. Alright, so of course, due to the Aven Mind Sensor, Julian Knab just lava darting himself to have a look at the top 4 cards there. Not where you want to be, of course. Aven Mind Sensor, a huge beater against decks that are seeking to abuse searching with things like Natural Order, things like Red Sun Zenith, and also, of course, Fetch Lands as well.
Pierre does not have black mana to use the Death or Chairman to the fullest. Something to keep in mind.
You know, he can't start draining his opponent out with the instance in his graveyard. Yeah, there. The one instant, I should say. Swords to Plowshares, Abrupt Decay, and a Glimpse of Nature in the graveyards at the moment. But as you say, Milan not able to leverage that right now. So he draws, see what he can find. And it's a wasteland. Very aggressive deployment of that wasteland there. In for 5, Julian down to 1 here.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Even with the like now getting GTA back is not gonna do much.
No, of course not. And it's Gaddock Teague as well, so that gives. Oh, look at that! There we go. Unfortunately for Knab, oh, he had the Crater Hoof Beam within hand, so these guys are going to go for game.
That was what he was looking for.
Yeah.
So if he had if he'd found
If he'd found the land, he plays the Crater Hoof.
no, if he finds the Dread Arbor.
Oh
I think he was missing. He was one creature
Short of trampling over.
because it would have given him the extra mana.
Yeah.
Because he had the Gas Crater.
Just the guy's Cradle, yeah. And then of course after he shuffles, it's on the top. So unfortunately for Julian Knab, he's not able to get a W there. But I'm sure Pierre Melin with his Maverick list is very, very happy to have picked up a W as these guys hit their sideboards for game number 3.